Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. Hope you're having a good morning of trade. What a time to be an investor in this market, right? Record highs for the market, 24,400 for the first time ever. And June was actually a watershed moment for the Indian mutual fund industry as well. We saw that AUM of 60 lakh crores hit for the first time ever. So lots of traction seen. But we have our entire research team joining in now to help us with the list of top 10 stocks as we begin a brand new day of trade. Gentlemen, morning to all of you. Nigel, first to you. You're looking at JSW Steel.
Well, that's right, Sonia, because they came out with their quarterly update and the production numbers are out and no big negative surprises on that front, more or less on expected lines. So the combined steel production, that's India as well as the overseas operations, that was down by close to around 4%. The India operations were down by close to around 1% odd. And the capacity utilization levels for the India business is relatively okay at around 87%. They've gone on to mention that they had a capacity shutdown, a plant shutdown. So because of that, there was a bit of a degrowth. No big negative in these numbers. Sentiment has been a little bit weaker, but that's because of the monsoon. Going with a tinge of green on this one because there's no disappointment on any parameter.
Okay, all right, got that. Well, let's move on. Sudarshan is joining in to tell us about some block deals that you should be looking at this morning. Sudarshan, over to you.
Morning, Sonia. So, two block deals that might take place in today's block deal window. So, first is Mankind Pharma. Capital Group affiliate HEMA CIPF is likely to sell 0.9% equity via block deals, and issue size for this block deal is rupees 763 crore and price is rupees 2061 per share, which is a discount of 2% to CMP. As of March 2024, HEMA CIPF holding was at 2.22%. Next is Delhivery. Canada Pension Plan Investment Board may exit the company, and in today's block deal, it might sell 3.17% equity, and this block deal comes after this fund had sold almost 3% stake in April, and for today, issue size of the block is rupees 886 crore and offer price range is rupees 378 to 389 per share, which is a discount up to 3.5% to CMP. As of March, the holding of Canada Pension Plan Investment Board was almost 6% stake in the company.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Sud, for that. But let's also focus on Delta Corp and KDDL. Mangalam is standing by to tell us why. Mangalam, morning.
Good morning. So Delta Corp reported their first quarter numbers, and first quarter is a seasonally weak quarter anyway. So add to that, there was a perfect storm of bad news for the company. The first one was, of course, higher GST, elections and heat wave impacting their casino operations. And secondly, there was weakness in the online skill gaming business as well because of higher customer incentives. So if you look at the overall revenue of the company declined by about 30%, and that's had a bearing on their EBITDA as well, which is down 68%, as a result of which margins compressed all the way from 37% to 17%, and the net profit fell by 68% at just around 22 crores. It was a decline both quarter on quarter and year on year. If you look at the segments, casino, the revenues declined by 25%, with EBIT declining 62%. Online gaming, if you remove the incentives that they gave to customers, so the decline is almost 88%, and that's reflected in the online gaming losses as well. And hospitality too, as a result of which was down about 17%. Regulatory uncertainty continues, even though the company still hasn't made any provision for the big GST demand that they had. They believe that they can get out of the woods on that one. So as a result of which, going with red on Delta Corp, especially because we had seen a bit of a rally a couple of weeks ago as well. KDDL, on the other hand, has gone ahead and approved a 90 crore buyback. They'll buy back about 2% of the equity at 3,700 rupees via a tender offer, which is a 12% premium to its current price. But remember, at 2%, the acceptance ratio would be a lot lower. Promoters take at 50%. They are included in the buyback as well. But the other thing to watch out for KDDL is the fact that it is the promoter of Ethos and holds about 3,100 crore worth stake in the company as against its own market cap of 4,200 crores. You obviously have to give some holding company discount.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So Delta Corp and KDDL on our radar, but Upasna is joining in to tell us why you should be watching Havells this morning. Upasna, over to you.
Good morning. Thanks so much for that. Well, the company announces expansion of its manufacturing capacity of cable with an investment of 375 crores in order to cater to the increasing demand is what the company has indicated. It plans to expand capacity of cables to 41 lakh kilometers from 33 lakh kilometers in Alwar, that is in Rajasthan. The existing capacity utilization is around 70%, and the proposed capacity will be added in a phased manner by March 2026 is what the company has indicated. Hence, I expect the stock to open in green today.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Upasna. Well, let's wind this down with Vivek, who's joining us with some more stocks and news. Morning, Vivek.
Well, good morning. Quite a few stocks, that have had news flow coming in post-market as yesterday. First on our radar, Infosys. A long order win is what the company has received. It's a 5-year order win that the company has got from a company called as Sector Alarm. This is a European-based company. It's a security service solutions provider, and it's partially owned by private equity company KKR. So Infosys will help the company to migrate the ERP platform that it currently has to the Microsoft Dynamics Finance and Operations. The other stock on the radar is Adani Ports. The company has received a letter of intent for berth number 13 at Deen Dayal Port. The company will operate this particular berth under the DBFOT basis for multipurpose clean cargo, including container cargo. Now, this particular berth has a capacity of close to 5.7 million metric tons per annum. Also, keep an eye out for KIMS. Now, the company has gone ahead and acquired a 200-bed hospital in Vizag for 75 crore. The acquired company had revenues of close to 62.5 crore for FY24. And lastly, watch out for RVNL as well, another MOU that the company has signed. This particular MOU has been signed with Tatweer. Now, this is a Middle East as well as African company. This particular MOU is mainly targeted at using RVNL's expertise in the railway sector for joint design and execution of various rail-based work in the MENA region as well as European countries. RVNL is also in focus. It's received an order of almost 187 crore. This is for Nagpur Metro, where the company will be going ahead and constructing 6 elevated metro stations. So expect some green on RVNL today.
Okay, thanks a lot, Vivek, for that. Well, here's a quick recap of our top stocks with positive news flow. There's JSW Steel, Mankind Pharma, Delhivery, KDDL, Havells, Infosys, Adani Ports, RVNL and KIMS, while Delta Corp is the stock on our radar with negative news flow. But let's do one thing. Let's hop across to Manisha Gupta to tell us about all the action from the commodity markets overnight. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. Thank you for that. I'll start with the crude oil prices, where we did see 3% of decline in prices in the last 3 days, but it really seems to be consolidating right now. The Hurricane Beryl is out of the way and hasn't made much impact on the oil facilities, and the Canadian wildfires seem to be lessening as well. But the street will watch out for the U.S. crude inventories data today, and there's an expectation you could be looking at a second straight week of decline here. Also, a very interesting report from EIA suggesting that the global oil demand will outpace supply in 2025. I mean, the market will watch out for more numbers to that effect, but that can take the crude prices higher from where we are right now. Well, after the Powell testimony yesterday, where he talks about or cautions over leaving interest rates at too high a level, there is some strength in US dollar index, and that's weighing on commodities. So gold and silver is off its highs. Copper is off the 1-month high it was trading at. Iron ore and steel prices also have gone in for some profit taking. The markets will watch out now for the US inflation data that comes in on Thursday.
Right, Manisha, thank you very much for that. We'll take a break. We are back. Deven Choksi of DR Choksi FinServ will be joining in with some fundamental stock check. Stay tuned, that's coming up.